Hello, class. Hello, class. This is your fellow student, Christopher Wright. The woman who I chose to do my research on, as well as highlight her contributions in the War of American Independence, was Molly Pitcher. Molly Pitcher, like Betsy Ross, was a captivating figure during the American Revolutionary War time period due to the fact that her lore inspired patriotism. She was born Mary Ludwig in New Jersey in 1754 and moved to Pennsylvania to be a housemaid for a general's wife when she was 15, around 1769. Prior to that, she was a farmhand, helped her parents out. Um, Upon hearing stories from the general that she worked for about battle uh, in the French and Indian War, Molly was excited about the possibility of serving in war, but the general told her, kind of brushing off that she was a female. So at the time, that was almost unthinkable that females would fight in the war or serve in any role in combat other than being a nurse or somebody who brings supplies or water to the troops. So yeah, the general kind of laughed it off and said, "Sure, you'll be able to help someday. With there's a role for women." Um, Molly got her wish, however, to actually serve in the fight at the Battle of Monmouth in New Jersey when her husband, um, his name was William Hayes, he passed out of dehydration. And she gave him and the other soldiers in the battle some water. Later on in the battle, when Hayes got shot and killed, the general in charge of the battle was ready to remove Hayes's cannon, but Molly selflessly stepped up and took over the cannon. Legend has it a cannonball even went between her legs and cut her dress in half. And she still remained in the fight until the battle was over. After following the battle, George Washington actually gave Molly a piece of gold and promoted her to sergeant for her bravery. She accomplished the goal of serving her country, something that she had always wanted to do. The source for that is by Susan Casey in The Woman Heroes of the American Revolution, 20 Stories of Espionage, Sabotage, Defiance, and Rescue, in the book from on JSTOR. And also in Cassandra's Good Smithsonian Magazine, Molly Pitcher, the famous American hero who never existed. So Pitcher was famous from this incident because of her bravery, as she partook in combat and defied the traditional role that was assumed for women at the time, which was nursing and taking care of the soldiers behind the lines. Her story deserves to continue into the next century because she put an exclamation point on defying the stereotypical role of women at the time in serving combat to defend her country. She actually was involved in the fight. It is important to have a famous female from the American Revolution such as Pitcher because it demonstrates a united front against British tyranny. That was also comprised of both genders. Molly Pitcher holds the importance of Betsy Ross in the sense highlighting women who contributed to the fight for American revolutions. Writings haven't affected the public praise of Pitcher because she is a legendary figure and a symbol for the united front against British tyranny and for American independence, as she set the example of women participating as well. According to the source, Molly Pitcher, the woman who fought the war by Mark Cunningham. Sources get scrambled because there were several women who helped out during the war, which all were attributed to Pitcher. and oral history can be misinterpreted. That's also a source from, that's Cunningham's source. Also, many historians don't believe that Molly Pitcher actually existed, but her story was folklore passed down to promote patriotism, as no actual records or documents of her legend exists. This is from both the Smithsonian Magazine as well as The Hidden History of Monmouth County by Rick Gefkin and Muriel Smith. Nevertheless, I thought Pitcher's story was very inspiring, and it means a lot to me as a member of the armed forces. That's why I chose to do this on Molly Pitcher. And thank you for listening.